Well, folks, it might be JOEVER. Miami loses again at home. This one, 102-88. They lose by 14, but this score isn't even accurate because this game was never close for the entire game. And now Miami trails 3-1 in the first-round playoff series, and they are facing elimination in Boston on Game 5, which is on Wednesday, by the way. We'll be live because we always are because we're not going anywhere, even though the Heat do their best to try to make me not want to come back and go live. These stats from the game are not pretty if you're looking for Miami. Honestly, the Heat played good defense again. And this sucks because I think you've played one game of bad defense. Like, think about this, guys. The games that you have lost, you lost 111 to 91. You won 111 to 101. You lost 104 to 84, and then now you lost 102 to 88. What's a common theme? They've scored over 110 points once. This is one of the best offenses in the NBA, guys, and you're holding them to just at 100 points for 4 out of the 5 games, if not less, or 3 out of the first 4. Like, those are good defensive numbers. And it's just disheartening. It actually goes back to the Nuggets finals series as well, where the same thing was happening. You're holding them to just around 100-point mark, but you couldn't score above triple digits. It has never been an issue for Erik Spoelstra on this Heat team to play good defense. It has always been an issue to score in the biggest moments against the best teams, and that is the issue here. I mean, 88 points, 40% from the field, 9 of 33 from 3. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? That's horrible. And honestly, it's way worse than it was. What was it? 5 of 24 at one point? 5 of 24 at one point, and you go 4 of 9 to end the game, and half of them were like not meaningful threes from Caleb Martin, who, by the way, had an all-time stat padding game in the fourth quarter. When we get to his stats, don't believe what you saw because they were all in the fourth quarter when the game was already over. I mean, it is just an embarrassment and a joke, really, to look at how this offense operates. And it's sad because I honestly think the Heat got a decent amount of open looks. They're just not talented enough to make them. It's really as simple as that, which is why this offseason is going to be intriguing. But either way, down 3-1, I predicted Heat in 6. I said you can't win in 6 if you don't lose 2 games. I'm not bold enough to pick the Heat to win the series in 7 because this team stinks. But maybe you are bold enough. Will the Heat win the series? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I applaud you guys if you have the optimism to type your Ys, but I'm typing my no's. We are going to get to some stats for the Miami Heat Ball Club in just a second and overall thoughts on the series in Game 4, but we are sponsored by PrizePicks, the best daily fantasy sports app, and the Heat only have one more game left potentially in the season. And if you want to make it more fun to watch, and even if the Heat do get eliminated and want to have fun watching the rest of the NBA playoffs, PrizePicks is the best way to do it. All you do is pick more or pick less on 2 or more player stat projections. You win up to 100 times your money in the month of April and May with as little as 4 correct picks. Just download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100, or click on the link in the description and comments, which is prizepicks.com/CLNS, and use code CLNS. My entry for Game 4 did not go as planned. I don't even know if Herro and Tatum combined for more than 6 threes. I know DeLon Wright combined for more than 2.5 rebounds, but my PrizePicks was already over after the first half because Derrick White went for 38 and had 7 3-point attempts in the first half. What? Either way, whatever. But I'm still going to come back and play PrizePicks every single day for Wednesday's game, for the action on the hard one on Tuesday, because I got a first deposit match up to $100. Like I said, it's really so easy to play, which is why I enjoy it. Pick more, pick less, that simple. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use code CLNS to get that first deposit match up to $100. We'll rotate through some stats. My sweet prince, Nikola Jovic, has really been a non-factor in the series outside of one game. Ironically enough, of course, it's the game that he won. The Heat are down 3-1. The only time that he has played good and been impactful is that Game 2 win when he had 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. He was terrific in that game, but he didn't really get a lot of run today, and you saw it. He had the first basket of Miami. He had a 3 to start off today's scoring, but other than that, really nothing. You know, I give Bam credit for fighting today. 25 points, 17 boards, 5 assists, shot 50% from the field. Can't really ask for much more from number 13. Listen, guys, he's getting like doubled and triple teamed every time he catches it in the mid-post area. because the Celtics know he's really the only threat to beat them for Miami. Like, you have Herro there, but he's been so inefficient out of the one game, which you won, that they just double and triple Bam and say, we're going to force someone else to beat us, and Miami's been incapable to do so. They've been atrocious from the three-point land outside of one game, and it's really shown because they're doubling Bam. They kick out for a wide-open three. And like I said, like, the Heat are getting good looks, man. They're open. They're open three balls. They just simply can't make them because they lack the talent to do so. Jaime, inconsistent game, 9 points for him, 4 of 10 from the field. Could have been a little bit of a better game if he just made his layups. He missed 2 layups in this game. It could have been a 6 for 10 and a 13-point game, which wouldn't have changed much, but it would have been something. Jaquez also did leave today's game with a leg injury. Jaquez or Spo said that we'll find out on the extent of that injury tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. I'm just seeing that come across my phone right now. Subscribe to the channel because we will have a Jaime Jaquez Jr. injury update tomorrow, so don't you worry on that. Tyler Herro got off to a good start, had 7 points early on 3 of 4 shooting to go with a couple of assists. He scored and assisted on the first 12 points for Miami today. He came out good. Bad second quarter, and then really was non-existent in the second half as well. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 8 of 17 from the field, man. That's not good. The raw 47% from the field is going to be okay, but having to take 17 shots to score 19 is never good. Also had 5 turnovers today. That can't happen. Haywood Highsmith, oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't know it was that bad. I knew it was bad on offense. It's hard for me to be mad at Haywood because he's not expected to give you good offense or really anything offensively other than a couple catch-and-shoot threes. He's just there to be a really elite defensive player. But man, when you don't have Jimmy, when you don't have Terry, and he's called upon to do anything on the offensive end, it's like, close your eyes. That's how ugly it is. 1 of 6 from the field. Oh, brother. I actually don't know if he, outside of Game 2, has he made a 3 in this series? I don't know. Kevin Love has been really disappointing, man. He has not played a lot in this series, only played 6 minutes tonight. He's been unplayable, and I thought he was going to be an X factor for Miami in this series. Like, I really did, and I thought him being as impactful as he was throughout the regular season for Miami was only going to show up more in the postseason, but it's been a disaster for Kevin Love in this series. He's been played off the floor, short leash for Eric Spoelstra, and deservedly so, because the minutes where Kevin Love's been on the floor, they have not been good, man. They have not been good. DeLon Wright. Raw stats won't be impressive, but I tell you right now, if I was Pat Riley, I'm bringing back DeLon Wright on a 1-year deal next year. Now, I don't know if DeLon Wright's going to take that deal. Who knows what's going to happen for him in free agency. But if DeLon Wright was willing and able to take a 1-year vet min to return to Miami next year and have a bigger role as a backup guard off the bench, I'm in, because he is as good as a defender as you can possibly find at that guard position, specifically for a backup point guard. When Heat comes into the game, you can just tell the Miami Heat defense is more involved and just better overall. Like, the Celtics scored 34 points in the first quarter today. DeLon Wright checks in at the end of the quarter, plays the entire second quarter, and they scored 19 points in the second quarter as a team. Like, DeLon Wright's defensive impact is so massive. Good rebounder as well. I'd bring him back next year, but he does need to work on his offense because it's abysmal. Patty Mills played 9 points, 3 of 8 from the field. He stinks, dude. I don't care. He's horrible. He can't defend. And listen, he's not supposed to be able to defend, but the fact that he is having to play in a playoff series is an absolute joke. He can't guard me. I'm actually confident I'd be able to score on him. We're about the same height. I probably got some weight on him. Like, I'm giving him a bucket. I don't care. Duncan, his back injury is much more serious than we think. Like, he doesn't play in the series, and you can tell that he has been very bothered by that back injury. Honestly, this series is over. I wouldn't even play Duncan in Game 5. He only played 3 minutes today, and honestly, that's even too much. Just let him rest up his back. He might not be on the roster next year. Had a really good season for Miami. He was a revelation in the regular season for most of it. But with that $18 million contract, if the Heat seriously want to upgrade this roster, they're going to have to use that contract in a deal to probably match salaries for a better player. Well, make sure you, wow, Jesus Christ. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to be live for Game 5 between Heat and Celtics. We'll see if Miami can pull off a miracle upset and extend their season by another game and bring it back to the 305. But if not, today was the last game for Miami in the 305 for the 23-24 season. But we aren't going anywhere, like I said, and we will be active for the offseason as well. Trade rumors, draft rumors, free agency. We'll be here for everything, so hit that sub button. And I'll see you tomorrow with a video and Wednesday live once again. Even though we suck, it's always and will always be Go Heat.